There was a hen party and a stag party, and they had a blow-up doll that was going round, and I was trying to do my act. It was just horrible. And there was a candle on a cake, and I picked up the candle, and as it was coming, and the thing just went. People were like, their clothes were burnt, and they were running around. I said it was an accident. It wasn't, but I'm not saying it on camera. Cut that bit out.
I'm excited again. I'm in the same position as I was last time, I think, depending on how we run this, but Owen O'Neill, he was an absolute mainstay on the comedy circuit 25 years ago, and he's a playwright, he's a poet, he is just marvellous. I remember there's a bit of material that sticks in my head, although I'm not very good at repeating material, but Owen O'Neill, O'Neill,
hey,
welcome, Owen. Can we have a hug? There we go. I haven't seen you for ages, mate.
It's been a long time, man.
Welcome to my little studio.
Well.
You are too. Yeah. Owen O'Neill. This is Owen O'Neill. I've known Owen
for a long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
Because you were on the stand-up circuit.
I started in 83, 84.
1983. That was before I was born. It wasn't really.
Before you were born, probably.
I was one.
You were
I was
one?
1 year old.
83, wow. Yeah. I started at the Star and Garter Hotel. The Star and Garter in Putney is a big pub.
Oh yes, by the river.
By the river, yeah. And I started a comedy gig in there called the Tongue Out of Cheek Comedy Club.
Very good. I like that. Yeah.
And there was people like Mark Steele was a regular.
Yeah.
Arnold Brown.
Yeah.
Julian Clary.
Right. Who's that?
There's another.
Oh, that's my daughter.
Your daughter?
We're filming. Come in. Don't you? Come quickly.
I didn't know you had a daughter.
Yes, daughter. This is Owen.
Hello.
This is Frankie. Hello. We are recording.
Hi, Frankie.
She's just started Imperial College doing microbiology. She's much cleverer than I am.
Microbiology?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
No, I don't. Let me take a picture of my daughter.
It's biology.
She's only come back because I just bought her a phone. She broke her other phone and she's just come back. She's going to pick up a phone and then she's going to go again, aren't you?
Say hello.
Okay.
Have some food. Have some food.
Have some food as well.
Yeah.
Okay. See you later.
Lovely to meet you.
All right.
Bye, Frankie.
Frankie? That's Frankie.
Oh, who did you say her name was?
I didn't say her name.
No,
that's
when
Frankie.
You said,
that's
this is Frankie. I thought that was your. I thought that's a
it
great
could be
name
Frankie.
for a girl.
Anastasia.
Anastasia. No wonder she was looking at me weirdly. Well, see you, Frankie.
So you started in 1983.
83. I opened up a club. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Mark Steele, Rory Bremner used to come down and do it. Harry Enfield. Yeah. All those people used to come, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd pay them like 20 quid or something.
Which is what people are getting paid now. Honestly, it's gone round in full circle because we
I heard.
Yeah, we got it big and then it gone back down again.
Because I play football on a Tuesday with all the comedians.
Do you?
I do, yeah. And I said, look, how much do you... When I was around, it was like about 280, you know, 300 for closing. And they went, what? It's only like 120 now. I went, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just gone, isn't it?
But did you start as a poet though?
I did. I started as a poet, and then, do you remember the Earth Exchange? You didn't get paid, but you got a vegan lunch.
Seriously?
Yeah, and I forgot all my poems, which I hadn't rehearsed.
Yeah.
And so I had to go on and just talk for a while, you know, and tell a few jokes. And that's how I got into it. And I thought, oh, this is good. I like this. People are laughing, you know.
So you changed from being a poet?
I changed, yeah. But I used to throw in the odd one, like at the Comedy Store.
Because there were a few more poets, right? Like Logan Murray.
Logan was a poet.
Well, Phil Jupitus?
Phil Jupitus, yeah. Porky the poet.
Porky the yeah. But there was much more eclectic bunch of mad people.
Oh my God, it was so eclectic and so diverse in those days. Like, you know, the Iceman and...
We've mentioned the Iceman before. So the Iceman was someone who came on, was it?
In a cardboard box. He used to come on in a cardboard box. And then he got rid of that and he used to come on with a lump of ice. An aerosol can or something.
But he used to try and melt the ice.
Yeah, please help me melt the ice to the audience. And then one night I saw him and he had a record player. And on the record player there was this, you don't realize you love me, you don't realize you love me, which went on and on and on for 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden he went, but I don't love you! Smashed them.
That was it?
Yeah. Yeah, please help me melt the ice.
Make sure you press the like button. Press the like button. You're not into social media. And subscribe.
No, I don't do that.
Subscribe.
I don't know what that is.
Subscribe to the channel. This is great. Owen O'Neill, back to the interview. Well, you haven't gigged for a while.
I stopped doing the clubs in 2018, and
Why?
I now do my poetry and storytelling, and I do it like in sort of smaller places. You know, I don't do clubs anymore.
Why did you stop?
I stopped because I just thought it was like it became like, you know, crowd control in quite a few places, and they were sort of drunk and they weren't really sort of, you know, interested, and I'd been through all that, you know,
Yeah.
putting people down. I couldn't.
Did you do the jonglers thing?
Oh God, yeah,
Yeah.
that was horrible.
But now it's kind of maybe gone back to, there's some nice clubs again.
Oh, I'm
I think.
sure there is.
But you
I'm
don't feel the desire to...
Not at the moment, no.
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 I was trying to quote your stuff. I just remember a bit about you being teetotal and about you being offered a half a pint.
No, that. Why don't you just have a half? Just have a half, and I go, I can't drink, man. I'm an alcoholic, but just have a little half. And I said, that doesn't, you know, happen with anything else. If you go to a house and people say, would you like some fish? And I go, no, I can eat fish, but let's just have a little bit of fish. Just have a goldfish, just a little half a fish.
It was lovely.
But I was watching you the other night. There was a clip of you doing the Elvis eating the burger thing with it.
No, I eat handkerchiefs.
Handkerchiefs. Oh man, I tell you what, I was watching it and I was crying with laughter. And my wife came in and I was laughing so much. And she went, what are you laughing at? So I pointed, because at this point I couldn't speak. I pointed at, and then she looked, and there was the bit where you're doing this. She just went, what? And she walked off. But that made me laugh even more.
It's so funny.
It made me cry with laughter.
But that is kind of typified kind of my audience. Either they really love it, or they go, what?
Yeah, I know. But then I thought, you know, I like Stuart Lee and I like, you know, Kitson and Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
But they would never, ever make me laugh like that. And I went, no, they wouldn't ever make me laugh like
This is
that.
Owen O'Neill. Thank you for
No, but
returning the interview there.
I'm just not blowing smoke up your ass, but I mean, honestly.
Or blowing handkerchiefs at me.
I mean, they're great comedians,
Yeah.
and they make me think, and they make me. But your stuff's like sort of pure. You wouldn't sort of analyze it. You wouldn't sort of go, I wonder what's happening there.
This is going so well, this interview.
I must tell you that about making me laugh so much.
That's
you know?
very nice. Best gig?
Oh wow! I think the best gig was probably Kilkenny at the Cat Laughs, because I'd been doing this new material, like a whole new sort of a routine. This was back in the early 92.
Yeah.
93. I went on stage and there was about 400 people, and I went on and I made a mistake. I did the material in the middle. I started in the middle, and all of a sudden I thought, I'm in the middle of this, but I was getting laughs. And then I went to the beginning, and then I went from there to the end, and it was just perfect. It just worked perfectly.
Right. But it shouldn't have worked.
It shouldn't have worked, because before I was going to here, but I began in the middle and went that way, and then and it just worked. Everything that I did just worked, and I got a standing ovation as I come off stage, and I just thought that's one of the best gigs I've ever had in my life.
Your worst gun?
The worst one was Jonglers Portsmouth.
Oh, can we just say what? So Jonglers, they were kind of a chain of comedy clubs.
Yes.
And they catered really for stag and hen
Yeah.
nights.
They had eat, drink, laugh. So that was really
the order.
The laugh was at the bottom,
Yeah.
you know, and I just thought, okay. Yeah. And I did Jonglers Portsmouth, and there was a hen party and a stag party.
Yeah.
In the same room.
Yeah.
And they had a blow-up doll that was going around the place, you know, passing the blow-up doll around.
Yeah.
And I was trying to do my act. It was just horrible. And then it came round again, and there was a candle on a cake, a birthday cake, and I picked up the candle, and as it was coming around, I just, and the thing just went.
That's funny, isn't it?
But they weren't amused, because people were like, their clothes were burnt and they were running around, and I went, fuck yous, and I went off, and I went off. And the next day I got a call from Julia saying, Owen, what happened to Jonglers Portsmouth? I said, well, for a start there was a hen party and a stag party, and you expect a comedian to, I said, I'm not that isn't me, I don't do that sort of stuff. And I said it was an accident. I mean, I wasn't, but that's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it on camera. Cut that bit out.
The problem with the Jongs at the time was they used to take the audience's side. So if you said, look, the audience were a bunch of, arseholes.
And they would say, well, you have to be able to handle it.
Yeah, you just say, well, no, you handle the audience. You know?
Of course. I mean, they were there for an hour before you get there, drinking beer.
Yeah.
So they were just off their face by the time you get on stage, you know.
Best, worst bit of advice, best bit of advice?
The best bit of advice, I think, was given to me by Kim Kinney at the Comedy Store.
Oh yeah, so Kim Kinney was one of the biggies at the Comedy Store.
He used to run the place, really, in the early days.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed about the store, getting gigs at the store and doing stuff at the store, my 20 minutes and getting the store. And he said, look, just do an hour. I went, what? He said, do an hour and a half material. And not at the store, but just write an hour and a half material. Forget about this obsession that you have with the Comedy Store. You can do other things, you know. You do poetry, you do this, you can act, you can do stuff. Open it up, see the bigger picture. Yeah. You know, don't be so, get the blinkers off. And I thought, that's good advice. So,
worst bit of advice?
The worst bit of advice was go on tour with Malcolm Hardy.
So, I find that funny because I know who Malcolm Hardy is.
They said Malcolm's got a tour and he was in a taxi, but he doesn't have a license. I mean, it was great fun, but it was just madness. I was on stage and there was this 3 guys there playing snooker. As I was who's this black guy? He's not funny. Honestly, seriously, just crazy.
They were quite crazy days, and they were fun in a crazy way.
Oh no, they were fun. Looking back on it,
did you go to his funeral?
I did. An amazing funeral.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah. There was an L plate on the coffin.
Seriously?
Yeah. And they played Return to Sender.
That's great.
Wasn't it brilliant? As they were ticking them out, Return to Sender.
Beautiful.
With an L plate on it. Yeah.
That's great. You're also kind of a playwright as well. Was it you and Dave Johns, or was it you?
Dave came up with the idea. He went, why do we do the Shawshank Redemption? And I went, that's a great idea. So I did the stage adaptation of the Shawshank Redemption. You know?
But before that, didn't you do something before?
We did 12 Angry Men first with comedians.
And that was in Edinburgh,
And that was in Edinburgh, 2003, I think. And then we did A One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Christian Slater.
Yeah, that came into the West End.
That came into the West End.
Was that was successful?
That was a real big success, yeah. In that there was Stephen K. Amos was in it, Mackenzie Crook.
Oh really?
Yeah, Francis Barber.
Yeah.
And Christian Slater.
Yeah.
And that's a great experience, yeah. The Shawshank we adapted for the stage, and it took us about a year to get the rights.
That's right. Yeah,
from Stephen King, because he wrote the book.
Oh, that's right.
Originally.
Yeah.
And we weren't allowed to use anything from the movie because the rights were from MGM. Because he wrote a novella, and then they made that into a movie. But we weren't allowed to use anything out of the movie, although everything that was in the book was in the movie, apart from a few things. I did change a few things around, you know.
Yeah.
But basically, it's
and that's
the same story.
Is that playing now, or is that?
It's playing now. I tell you where it's playing, in China.
Is it?
In Shanghai at the moment.
Jeez.
And it's been in Turkey at the moment. It's in Israel at the moment.
Your script, your adaptation.
Our script, yeah. It's amazing. It's gone all over. It's gone all over the world.
But who gets the royalties then?
Well, we get half, and Stephen King gets the other half.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, because he needs the money.
He's a bit poor.
Yeah, he is.
He's done well, hasn't he, old Stephen King?
He's done all right, isn't he?
You're working on anything else?
I am. I'm working on 2 projects at the moment. I'm working on a sitcom for BBC Northern Ireland that I can't talk about too much. My producer keeps saying, stop telling people about it, it'll get stolen. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And it's in Belfast, and it's about a comedian who can't get work. And
Is it?
Yeah. And he comes up with an idea for himself to make some money.
Right.
So that's the basic premise of that. And then in my hometown in County Tyrone, about 3 miles away, they discovered gold in the mountains.
Wow.
In the Sperrins. And they reckon there's $450 billion worth of gold in the mountains. and they've been doing these exploration tunnels everywhere. This is a beautiful area. And so half the people in the town are going, we don't want this. This is ecologically a disaster. And the other people are going, this is gold. Let's get it out.
But who owns the
community?
land?
Well, the thing is, it's actually owned by the Crown Estate. A lot of it is. But the people who have bought the land on there, who own the farms, they own, their own sort of, farm. So they have flogged off the land to the gold mine.
The Golden Goose.
And there's only a few that are, hanging out going, no, we can't do this. So it's been going through the courts for about 8 years.
Right.
They haven't begun to mine yet,
right.
But they've put in millions already. So we're writing a drama about that as a TV series.
Okay.
And it's all got very dark, and people are being threatened and all that sort of stuff.
Well, you got that kind of money.
Plenty there for.
You got that kind of money at stake. I mean, it's like.
Yeah.
Have you got land there?
Well, I haven't. I wish I had. I would have been selling it straight away. Yeah, over here.
And then the book. So you've got a book.
I've got a book.
Fiction.
No, well, it's kind of based on my life. I would say it isn't autobiographical. I mean, what I say is this story is based on a pack of lies, some of which are true.
Nice.
So that's the way I describe it.
Oh, I love that. So, what does it say? Owen O'Neill?
Tom Joad and Me. Tom Joad is a character from The Grapes of Wrath. Have you ever seen the movie The Grapes of Wrath?
I've read the book ages ago, but I can't remember
Well, Tom Joad, and he came from a poor family, and he wanted to escape. And when I came to London, I used to work on the building sites.
Did you work on the building sites?
Yeah. I was a brickie for 8 or 9 years. So it was on the lump. Used to get the cash in hand.
Yeah.
And so I give my name as Tom Joad. And then I thought, I'm going to use that. And it was great because I used to come around with the wage packet. But the names, some of the names.
Everybody made up.
Zane Grey. I used to write the cowboy books. The best one was Wayne Fontana. Tom Joad.
That's great.
Yeah.
Out of showbiz, you were a bricklayer before, but if you weren't in showbiz, what would your...
I'd probably like to be a director of movies. I'd like to be like an auteur, Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Where you just get the script and it'll be made. It must be fantastic.
Yeah. Have you done films? Have you been in films?
I've been in films, yeah. I've been in, small parts in 3 or 4. But it's getting harder, to learn the lines now, as you get older, yeah.
Well, I'm doing pantomime this year.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in Chesterfield.
You'll be great at
and I've got my buttons in Cinderella. Yeah. If you're in Chesterfield.
Chesterfield. I love Chesterfield. I wrote a poem about the church spire.
Did you?
I did.
Look at all the others, standing straight and tall and good and upright and ready for heaven, pointing to the sky. But what the hell is this? This defiance, this Byronic madness, 30 tons of lead wrapped around green timbers, untreated, spiraling out of control, falling from grace. Warped and drunken and unchristian, toppling and staggering for 500 years. Such a bad example, a laughing stock, cocking a snoop with 10 bells clanging to the world, to the blessed, to the poor, to the meek, a crooked, noisy man, stooped and bent and shapeless, hanging on, eavesdropping, leaning in to face the wind, prepared to fall, a deviant so wrong, so imperfect. Always the first thing you see on the Chesterfield horizon, a reflection of us all.
Actually, what is weird is your reflection looks like Dave Johns. Seriously.
That's mad.
Now look into the mirror and I'll ask you, what do you see?
What do I see? I see a rather old-looking Owen O'Neill with a red nose. There's a few wrinkles there, and my hair's still sort of red, I guess.
Yeah.
I can see my father's eyes, I think.
Well, you see resemblance to your family.
Yeah, I can see my father. As I get older,
yeah,
I can see my dad.
Yeah. It's kind of not doing stand-up now, but if you could tour with somebody, is there a comedian you'd love to tour with?
Steve Best, because he'd make me laugh every night, helplessly. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going on tour with you, Steve. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Genuinely, I looked at that little clip today, and you know, I saw you when you did it on stage.
Yeah.
But I'd forgotten about it.
Yeah.
You know, and it just made me laugh so much that I thought, if that's the effect that you could have on me every night, that'd be great.
I'm going to do a selfie.
Okay, cool.
That's one. Let's do one more just in case.
I need some makeup.
My family, we normally talk on a Friday with my dad. I was going to get him to ring now and we get it on tape. Actually, I could do a quick one. Hang on. Who's that? No, I'm in a photo shoot. This is Owen O'Neill.
I know. We all know Owen O'Neill.
Owen O'Neill. he wrote the adaptation of Shawshank Redemption. We're being filmed by Frankie as well. Look, it's from my YouTube channel. Where's Dad? Dad's normally in the bath.
So, having a wank in the bath.
See, that is going to stay on, Dan. Yeah. You're just talking about your 94-year-old dad.
Dan who?
Anyway, look, I'm going to ring off for now, and I might try and ring back on in 10 or so.
1 sec.
Oh, he's showing his... Did you hear that?
I heard.
He just farted.
Oh.
I'm going to ring off. Owen O'Neill, like and subscribe, and thanks for coming, mate. It's a
privilege.
It's really lovely, actually. It's really good.
It really is.
Thanks, Frankie.
Thank you.